Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So by the time this video goes live, I am going to be en route to Los Angeles for Gen Beauty LA, and I am so excited. I know I just went to Gen Beauty in New York in September, so it hasn't even been like 6 months yet, but I am so ready. So ready, guys. So if you're like, oh, hold up a sec, Lauren, what are you talking about? What is this whole generation beauty nonsense? Let me backtrack a second and explain. So basically, Generation Beauty is an event dedicated entirely to the love of all things beauty. It's a 2-day event where a bunch of different brands have like booths where you have little interactive activities you can do, you get free product, and as a content creator, you can network with PR, you can network with other beauty influencers. It's just like an event of coming together of brands and stylists and just general makeup and beauty enthusiasts all in one big place hanging out together. So Generation Beauty is hosted by Ipsy, which was founded by Michelle Phan, and she actually got her start here on YouTube, and she's done so many amazing things for other beauty influencers, and she started the Ipsy Open Studios group, which basically is which I guess I can best describe it as sort of like a resource for beauty influencers. They have a studio in LA you can film your videos at with all kinds of high-tech equipment. They also offer tickets to like really cool events in LA, and even if you don't live in LA like myself, we still have like a Facebook group where we all kind of like chat and help each other out with things. And we also do get sometimes offered free tickets to Gen Beauty, which is why I'm going to LA. I was able to get tickets to go for free, so I am paying my way to fly out there and stay, but I don't have to pay to go to the event, which I think is such an amazing opportunity for me. So having just experienced my first Generation Beauty last year, I have some thoughts and some feelings and some tips for you guys if you are ever going to go to Gen Beauty in the future, if you're gonna be there in LA this weekend, or if you end up going to San Fran, Toronto, or New York later this year. These are things from my personal experience that I think you totally do not want to forget, that you should bring with you so that way you get the most out of your experience, and you also don't feel like crap while you're there, because as much fun as it is being at Gen Beauty and like going around to all the different booths and getting all the free stuff, there's a lot of waiting in long lines. It's a really long day. You're on your feet all day, and it can be really exhausting. So I'm gonna share my tips, my tricks, my like packing list with you guys. So hopefully you will learn from the mistakes that I made last time. So let's start out with prep. So what I would suggest you bring with you for the night before the event, or for the night in between the Saturday and Sunday events. If you're traveling from out of state like me, it's especially important to take care of yourself because it's a very long weekend, and if you're traveling on top of things, it can really take a lot out of you. So the first thing I knew I was totally going to bring with me were some sheet masks. I really like these ones from Purlisse, and they are going to be there this weekend, so I'm hoping they'll hook us up with some more of these bad boys, because these are fantastic. These are the Blue Lotus and Seaweed Treatment Sheet Masks. They're really hydrating and nourishing without being too heavy on the skin, so even for me with an oily complexion, these work amazing. So I'm figuring like I'm gonna be on an airplane all day Friday pretty much, so when I get to my Airbnb Friday night, I can like throw on a sheet mask, get my skin nice and hydrated, get myself looking nice and fresh, so that way in the morning when I'm getting ready, I'm like good to go. On that note, I'm also bringing a really hydrating lip balm because nobody wants crusty chapped lips when they're trying to look like perfectly flawless with their makeup at this event. So this one I just picked up. This is the new Bite Beauty Agave lip balm, and I am like, I am so obsessed with this. It smells just like the agave lip mask, which has like a vanilla-y sort of scent to it. It's so nourishing, so hydrating. The like primary ingredient in this and in the lip mask is lanolin, so it's really great for repairing your lips. Although if you're allergic to lanolin, you do not want to try this, just as an FYI. So I'm planning on keeping this with me the entire time that I'm traveling so that my lips don't get all dried out and gross, because I want my lipstick to look nice. And I'm also bringing my e.l.f. Eye Refresh. I've talked about this before in like my hangover tips video. This thing is great. It's just a little roller ball. You just roll it under your eyes. It's really cooling and refreshing. And I feel like, especially after all that travel, my eyes are probably gonna be puffy and angry. So this, I'm sure, will be a lifesaver for me. Now, when it comes to the actual day of the event, It is a long day, like I said before. Usually you can check in for registration around like 8, 9 o'clock in the morning, but the doors don't open until 11. So once you have your badge, either as an attendee or a creator, you kind of just have to hang out until the doors open, and the line usually gets bananas. I was there pretty early with my friend for Gen Reach and Beauty New York, and we were still like close-ish to the front of the line we went in, and it was like wrapped around the block. Like by the time 11 o'clock came around, it was like you were gonna be waiting in lines forever. And once you get into the event, then you're basically waiting in lines at the different booths for the different brands. So yeah, there's a lot of standing around at Gen Beauty, which we will get into footwear in a minute and why that's so important. But the number one thing I will say that was like the total lifesaver for me last time was that I had a backpack. And actually I got this one from Ipsy. They had like a special creator day in the morning on Friday before Gen Beauty. So I was given this really cool Ipsy backpack, and it was the best thing ever. So when you're at Gen Beauty, you're standing around in lines all day and you're getting a ton of free stuff, which is awesome, but you also have to carry it with you from, you know, 11 o'clock in the morning until 4 o'clock in the afternoon when you leave. So if you have just like a big satchel or a purse, it's gonna just like cut into your shoulder, it gets really heavy over time, and you wanna be able to have your hands free. So having a backpack is like the perfect solution. You can throw all the stuff you get into your backpack, throw it on your back, have your hands free to be taking selfies or taking pictures or whatever, and it's just, it is the best. I think this is gonna be also like my carry-on when I fly, so I will pack a bunch of things in here and then also have a checked bag because I know I'm gonna need extra suitcase room to take all this stuff home with me. The second thing I could not recommend more to you guys, wear comfortable shoes. Like, I know that Gen Beauty being a beauty event it's kind of like being on a red carpet. Like, you want to look your best, you want your makeup to be flawless, you want to look just like you are on your A game, but you are primarily standing around waiting all day, and if you're on your feet in like 4-inch high heels, you will be dying after like 2 hours, and it is so not worth it to be that miserable. You want to have fun and enjoy yourself, and you can totally look cute without being in pain. So either wear like a really cute pair of comfortable sneakers, like these are my Toms, and I love these shoes. They're sneakers, but they're really lightweight and comfortable. So like I might wear these. I'm not 100% sure. I haven't picked out my outfits yet exactly, but something like this would be really nice and comfortable because they're fashionable and cute, but they are not going to hurt my feet if I'm walking around in them all day. Or if you have a really nice, like comfy pair of comfortable flats that have some support to them, those would also work well, or some like nice boots that don't have a big heel. But ladies, just trust me when I say this. Leave the high heels back at the hotel. Like if you're gonna go out on Friday or Saturday night or Sunday night, yeah, totally bring like a really nice outfit to get super dressed up in, but save that for the going out. Just be comfy, be cute while you're actually at the event. The next big thing that I learned, this was probably my biggest mistake when I went to Gen Beauty in New York, was that I didn't think about the fact that I was going to be standing inside for so long without anything to eat or drink. Now, Gen Beauty usually do have like food trucks outside of the venue part, so you can go and get like something to eat at lunchtime. So yeah, you can like come and go from the event, like you have your badge, you don't have to stay inside the entire time. You could leave and come back if you wanted to. But it's a pain, like especially if you don't want to lose your places in line or whatnot, you know, you want to make the most of the time while the event is open. So I highly recommend bringing with you a water bottle and some snacks. Hydration is like the #1 most important thing. I was so thirsty on the Saturday of Gen Beauty New York. I didn't have a water bottle with me, and by the time that lunchtime came, I was like ready to crawl my way to the food truck like, water. Like I was parched, to say the very least. So I will definitely be bringing a water bottle with me to LA. I'm pretty sure that you could fill it up somewhere inside of the event if you run out. And it is a much more environmentally friendly thing to do than to be, you know, buying water bottles left and right at the event, and it'll also save you a ton of money. I mean, spend that money on makeup, am I right? I also am a snacker, and like you actually are burning some calories as you're standing around all day long, so I'm gonna bring some granola bars with me. I really like the Nature Valley ones, I think they're delicious, but yeah, definitely make sure in your backpack you bring a water bottle and some snacks. You will thank me later for it, I promise. On that note, practical necessities of things that I definitely recommend bringing. Don't forget, like, bring some painkillers, bring some Band-Aids. You will be more sad if you don't have them and you need them than if you bring them and you don't end up using them. The worst thing in my experience of life is being somewhere and starting to get a wicked headache and not having any pain meds. It is just like the most agonizing feeling to have to like haul your butt around with a headache. So make sure, just make yourself like a little mini first aid kit, throw it in your backpack. That way, if you do get a headache or if you are wearing shoes that end up being less than comfortable, have some Band-Aids, because blisters, they are no fun. I've had that, like your heels get all blistered, and having a Band-Aid is just, it will definitely make you a happier camper if you do end up needing them. So moving away from the more like practical, human, like how to keep yourself physically comfortable for what is it, 5 hours plus that you'll be at the event. There were a couple of things that I also wished I had when I went to New York that I didn't have that I'm definitely bringing with me this time on the tech end. The first is one of these rechargeable battery stations. So at Gen Beauty, every booth, every brand has a ton of interactive events. They want you to post to Instagram, post to Snapchat, post to Twitter, post to Facebook. So you're using your phone constantly, which is going to drain the battery. So I did not have any kind of way to charge my phone when I was at the event. So there were points on Saturday at which I realized like I could barely even use my phone because I had like a little tiny bit of battery left and I like wanted to save it for specific brands so I didn't miss out on being able to like do the activities and get their free product. And like that's no fun. You want to just be able to, you know, do what you want without having to think about it. So I invested in one of these I think it's Mophie rechargeable batteries. So basically this one just has a USB and a micro USB port. So you can plug this into your laptop to charge it, and then you can just plug your phone into it to charge your phone back up. And I think this particular battery will give you up to 12 hours of battery life on your iPhone. So I thought that was pretty freaking sweet. I got this for Best Buy. I think this was around $30 or so, but there are more expensive ones, there are less expensive ones. This one just seemed to be the best for me. I am also totally going to bring my little selfie ring light with me this time around. I didn't bring this with me to Gen Beauty and I don't know why. Basically, hold on, let me get my phone. I'm gonna show you guys. So here's my phone. So if I was going to take a selfie with my front camera, you know, sometimes the lighting kind of sucks. And just like I'm filming with a ring light right now, this is basically a mini ring light for your phone. So it has 3 settings of brightness, and you just clip it onto your iPhone, and then you can take pictures like, oh, hi. So this is just a great way to improve the lighting of your selfies without having to use the flash in your camera, because we all know a flash sometimes makes your pictures just look crazy, especially if you're in a really like poorly lit area. So definitely gonna bring this along with me this time. Now, I would not be a proper beauty blogger if I did not suggest at least a few beauty related products to bring with you to Gen Beauty. The first of which I'm gonna say is some hand cream, because girl, it is the winter, and even really any time of the year, nobody wants to have dry, chapped hands. It's just not very pleasant, especially when you're introducing yourself to people and you're shaking people's hands. You do not want these to be all dry and crackly and gross. The one I've been using lately and really loving is this Davines anti-aging hand cream. This one is really, really nice. It does not leave your skin feeling greasy at all, and it has a very, very light scent to it, so I think it would be great even for people who are sensitive to fragrances. But I'm almost out. I'm gonna need to repurchase or get myself some new hand cream because this one's about to kick the bucket. I also swear by any kind of oil blotting sheet. These ones I have from the Body Shop, I don't even think they make anymore. I don't love them, but I'm trying to use them up. But I know there are a million other brands. Boscia makes some really great oil blotting sheets, so I definitely recommend checking those ones out. But the last thing you want is to get like hella greasy and shiny throughout the day, especially if you are a beauty creator and you're introducing yourself to brands. You want to make sure that your face is looking fresh as you're introducing yourself to people that you might potentially work with in the future. So I always keep some oil blotting sheets on hand. Maybe bring a little compact mirror with you, or you can like run off to the bathroom and just check yourself if you're feeling like you might be a little bit shiny throughout the day. Speaking of which, the last sort of like keeping yourself fresh thing that I am definitely bringing with me are these Pacifica underarm deodorant wipes. These are genius for this exact purpose. These are wipes that look exactly like a makeup wipe, but they are deodorizing and they're for using under your underarms. So if while you are standing around, it gets really hot, you're sweating, you're feeling a little less than fresh, you can like run off into the bathroom, wipe yourself down with one of these bad boys, and then you will feel super refreshed for the rest of the day. So I think for such a long event, and it can get hot, the temperature can really fluctuate, you're like crammed in with a million people, I think these are gonna be a lifesaver. And my last packing tip for anybody going to Gen Beauty is for my fellow content creators out there. Do not forget to bring your business cards or make sure you have business cards if you don't already. They are the best way for a brand to connect with you, to remember you, and to have your contact information so that you can reach out to each other after the event. I just had mine made up from Vistaprint. I got like 500 business cards, and I probably handed out a solid 60 or 70 of them at the event between different influencers that I met and different brands. So they're just really great to have on hand. You never know who you're gonna meet. So if you do not have business cards and you are a beauty influencer, you need to get on that. And on that note, if you are handing them out, expect to collect plenty of business cards in return from people that you meet and have a place to put them. I grabbed one of these little makeup bags. They actually gave them to us at Gen Beauty in New York. So I'm gonna keep this one, and basically anytime I get business cards from PR people from different brands or other influencers that I meet, I can just throw them all into this little makeup bag, so that way they're not like floating around at the bottom of my purse or somewhere in my backpack, and they all stay contained and they don't get ruined. So I hope all of these packing tips were helpful for you guys. Generation Beauty is such an amazing event if you love anything beauty related. I could not recommend going to a Gen Beauty at some point in your life if you are remotely close to any of those 4 areas, or if you're willing to travel. It's so much fun. It's so worth it to go at least once. Tickets are not cheap. They're usually over $100 for the weekend, but you take home probably over $1,000 worth of free product over the course of the weekend. So from that perspective, it is entirely worth going. If you've ever been to Generation Beauty before, I would love to hear your tips. If there's anything that I forgot to mention, definitely post about it in the comments down below. Let us all know what you would recommend bringing with you to Gen Beauty. And if you're gonna be in LA this weekend, I would love to say hi to you. If you see me, come say hello, come give me a hug. I would love to meet you. So yeah, I think I'm going to probably film one more video since I'm wearing the same outfit and it looks familiar on Monday. That would be why. I'm still gonna be traveling at that point, so I'm probably not gonna have time to film another video before then, but I will be filming a haul when I get back from Gen Beauty for next week Friday. So definitely make sure that you click that subscribe button down below if you're not already subscribed, and turn on notifications so you don't miss out on any of those videos. So thank you guys so much for watching. If you are also going to Gen Beauty, I hope you have an amazing time, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.